After this movie, I really wanted a papier-mâché head. Don't ask me, I just wanted it. Frank. So Frank stars Michael Fassbender, Domhnal Gleeson, and Maggie Gyllenhaal, and is directed by Lenny Abrahamson. I'm gonna go with that. So the film follows John, played by Domhnal Gleeson. He's a really ambitious musician. He's really not going anywhere, but he really wants to be a musician. The film opens and he's trying to write these songs from everything that's going on in his life, and he's trying to find inspiration, but he just can't find anything, and he's kind of a loser. One night he stumbles upon a band led by Frank, played by Michael Fassbender, who is a person who wears a giant papier-mâché head, and he's very eccentric, and all of his band members are eccentric, and he's so entranced by these people and he's so interested. The next day he gets a call from the manager, played by Scoop McNairy. They go driving and he is stuck into staying in a cabin with the whole band as they record an album. So my expectations for Frank were actually pretty high. I loved the trailer. I was laughing hysterically the first time I saw the trailer. I thought it was so funny. And after walking out of the film, this film is one of the best films of the year. So starting off with the positives, the acting by everyone in this movie is great. There's no weak link in this movie, but the standouts are definitely Michael Fassbender and Maggie Gyllenhaal. But Michael Fassbender is definitely the best standout. He is hilarious in this movie. He had me laughing like non-stop throughout the entire movie. And it didn't even have to do with his head, which yeah, it was really funny, but all of his lines were so funny, and all of his delivery. I just love Michael Fassbender. Who doesn't, though? Who doesn't love Michael Fassbender? Whoever doesn't probably isn't alive. The direction by Lenny Abrahamson is very nice. The cinematography is some of the best I've seen this year. It's so beautiful to look at, and his direction is so unjudgmental, and I think that's the thing that really surprised me the most, is that with the script and the direction, the film does not judge these characters who are kind of, they're different, and they have mental illnesses, but the way that the film treats them, it's very, very sweet, and it doesn't judge them at all. Other movies, it would look down upon the characters, but in this movie, it embraces their differences, and it makes it so much nicer to watch, and that's one of the things that I enjoyed most about this movie. The screenplay is great as well. It's really funny. It's really heartfelt as well. It's sweet, but my word, this movie is so funny. That was something that I was expecting when I was walking in, but I was surprised by how much I was laughing in this movie. This movie is one of the funniest movies I've seen this year. It is so hysterical. Throughout the entire movie, I was laughing. I love the use of social networking in this movie. The film, it uses Twitter, YouTube, blogs, and whatever, and I liked how they showed the progression of how the main character, played by Domhnal Gleeson, he gets more popular as he keeps sharing these videos of him and the band. And my final thing is that I love the soundtrack in this movie. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but the soundtrack is great. My only negatives for the movie, and these are really just tiny nitpicks really, is that there are some undeveloped characters, mostly a couple members of the band, where I would have liked to have seen a couple more scenes where we were kind of building up their characters, because they seem pretty one-dimensional in terms of the rest of the characters in the band. You didn't know much about them, and that kind of bothered me as I was walking out. I would have liked to have them fleshed out a little more. And there are a couple plot holes, and I'm not one to search for plot holes in movies. I think that I love movies, and I just love to see how they turn out, and plot holes don't really bother me. But there are just a couple tiny scenes where maybe they ended a little too quickly and they didn't show something, but some things, they didn't have any explanation for why they happened. So Frank, it's brilliant, it's funny, it's sweet, it's heartfelt. I think it's gonna be in my top 10 at the end of the year. I loved it so much. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe on a rewatch I'll give it a 10 out of 10, but for right now I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I really like this movie. If you like this review, please comment, rate, and subscribe. As always, I'm DS Hockey Boy 15. Thanks for watching. Bye.